আজি এইটো ক্লাছ কিমান জন আহি কিনা আছে যীশু খ্ৰীষ্টৰ নাম পৰা আপুনি সবকে সালাম জনাই দি আছে আমি খান আজি ক্লাছ ল'বলৈ থাকাটো ফাৰ্ষ্ট প্ৰিন্সিপল সিৰিজ 1 সেশন 5 আজি আমি খান ল'ব এইটো লগা টাইটেলটো বিল্ডিং ইণ্টাৰজেনাৰেশ্যনেল কমিটমেণ্ট এইটো আজি লগা আমি খান লগা সেশন লগা টাইটেল আছে তাতে আমি খান এইটো প্ৰিভিয়াছ লেসন দে ম্যাৰেজ লগা টপিক দে আমি খান ডিসকাস কৰি কিনা স্টাডি কৰি কিনা আহি আছে ম্যাৰেজ और কমিউনিটি লাইফ লাষ্ট সেশন দে আমি খান কৰাটো ম্যাৰেজ और কমিউনিটি লাইফ এইটো কিনাকা ৰিলেটেড আছে কমিউনিটি লাইফ কোৱাটো এইটো চাৰ্চ কমিউনিটি লগা কৈ আছে তাতে এল্ডাৰলি ওমেন younger woman के ताइखन किनका सिखाई दिए और ताते मुता खान बरा elderly मुता खान बरा younger मुता खान के किनका सिखाई दिए so how important this community this church community is for a marriage to be stable and a marriage to grow itu kiman important ase ami khan last class te do ami khan sikise the role of older woman church community laga older woman taikhan younger woman karni taikhan laga responsibility noile role to ki ase or younger woman kinaka thakibo lage the same way younger men or older men or younger woman or younger men taikhan kinaka interdependent ase kinaka older men bra younger men ke kinaka sikhabo itu ami khan tate shikise jo ami khan laga title to last class de session 4 de thaka marriage and community life so itu community life church laga community life alag hoi gina ekta marriage to thakibo nwaribo itu bi ami khan shikise itu isor laga design ase that is God's divine design for a marriage to isor laga marriage karni ekta design ase so community has a very very important role to play in a marriage and we also discussed about the marriage why the marriages end up in broken relationship they kile marriage can end kure because there might be church laga role to tate noile church community laga role to tate na thakya karni the young couples they have nobody to guide them taikhan do educated bhi hobo pare dunia phale do or known to be hobo pare taikhan chana manu bhi hobo pare hole bhi isor laga design de na thaka karni marriage ekta isor laga design ki ase de na thaka karni kinaka they end up in broken relationship alag ho jaye divorce ho jaye noile mota alag relationship te jai maiki alag relationship te jai so all these things you know we know by now we know that it is because the marriage is not in the design that God has designed it for isor bra kinaka itu design kurise itu de na thaka karni tate broken relationship noile divorce noile taikhan muta ro maiki tu jan majude ekta good relationship te taikhan thakibole nwara hoi jay so that was a very important lesson that we learned in the last class and this class we will study in very short we will study how the marriage a marriage is intergenerational matlab generation ke diya laga values itu depend kore ekta marriage to itu aji ami khan session 5 para ami khan study koribo itu laga passage to widow laga perspective de ekta widow ke apostle Paul bra Timothy ke likha laga letter de ekta widow kinaka hobo lage tai tate kwa some de itu Apostle Paul bra likha laga letter de ami khan jani jai how a marriage should be ekta marriage to kinaka hobo lage tai widow karni kotha kora time de tai edu mention kore we will read it edu ami khan mention koribo ami khan edu read koribo so ekta widow laga perspective para marriage laga importance to aji ami khan shikibo oro nam ekta oro itu ase oro second intergenerational commitment ase ekta marriage to itu bi ami khan etu duita point ami khan shikibo tate shiki aha time de the lesson de ami khan puri aha samay de there are a few questions that will be answered ami khan edu question do tate answer hwa laga ekta ami khan pabo edu ki ase koile marriage relationship widows ke apostle paul bra widows to kun ase widows to kinaka thakibo lage kon ke asal widows koe edu apostle paul bra timothy ke likha samay de itu kotha do ami kan study kurise koile we will come to know a marriage relationship apni confused na hobi piche de ami kan itu laga puribo and you will come to know so it is reference itu laga first Timothy chapter 5 verses 1 bra 16 tak ase apni laga bible para apni itu puri lobi so ekta widow karni kotha kura samay de ami khan tate para marriage kinaka ekta hobo lage tate ami khan etu shikibo oro intergenerational purpose marriage laga to intergenerational matlab bacha bra bacha ke na generation bra generation ke dia laga ekta tate ase marriage to itu isor laga design ase itu so that is very important number 2 or number 3 de younger widows kile apostle paul bra tai kan ge shadi kurbo lage younger widows to na tai kan ge widow na manibo tate ami kan inaga tate puri kina he younger widows kan to kundo younger maiki kan ase tai kan laga jawan maiki kan ase tai kan laga muta kan tai kan loss hoi kina muri kina thakile tai kan ge marriage kuribi inaga muta lobi inaga apostle paul brata likhe oro why is it important to be the wife of one man matlab marriage relationship ekta husband hoile bi wife hoile bi kon logot tai marriage korise tai kan laga commitment to lifelong ase etu kile iman tate bojan die iman tate importance die tate ami khan puribo there are a lot of questions that I have heard from people ekta mota maiki ke bhal lagise ki logot thaka shuru hoise piche de tai khan maiki to christian thaka no hoy mota to christian thakise maiki to christian thaka no hoy hindu family pura to inaga eki logot thaki ase tai christian do howa nai kitia bi howa nai hole bi tai khan majude chara chari hoi kina oro itu mota do second oro maiki to tai loi loise to tate kotha to puila wala to christian do thaka nai maiki to christian do thaka nai to chhagda hoise chara chari hoise to second wife loi kina inaga church laga blessing loi kina thakibo paribo na nai tate moike bishi question tate naga laga questions to ahi kina ase to itu inaga laga question laga answer ekta hoi kina itu laga aji laga ami kan laga lesson bi thakibo why is it so important to be the husband of one woman and the wife of one man itu lifelong commitment ase itu kile inaga tate koi kina ase to tate ami kan shikibo we will come to know itu passage de first Timothy chapter 5 verses 1 bra 16 tak tate ami kan purise koile tate widows karni bishi emphasize kuri kina tate widows karni apostle paul bra likhi kina ase marriage to ekta short term commitment no hoy edo lifelong commitment ase marriage laga commitment to short term commitment 1 saal 2 saal 5 saal 10 saal karni no hoy life thakka tak laga ekta commitment ase marriage laga commitment ami kan sab jane church kwa to family of families আছে itu আমি kan laga dangur family আছে asal de church is the real family kobo koile of course আমি kan laga individual families আছে আমি kan laga nijor laga families আছে হইলে বি asal family কোয়াতো the real family is the church itu how can we say that kile koile widows laga kotha likha samay de Apostle Paul bra inaka likhikena ase to Timothy de ase ite ami kan reference 1 Timothy chapter 5 verses 1 bra loikena purile to widows ke ekta church bra kinaka sabo lage tate ami kan purishe koile we will come to know that Apostle Paul is expecting the church to look after the widows like a family ekta family laga member nishna widows husband do muta do na thakya matlab murija inaga laga maiki khan widows tai khan ke kinaka sabo lage ekta church para tate likha do as a family tai laga nijor family nishna tate sabo lage inaga Apostle Paul bra tate likhikena ase nijor families bra tai khan laga widows ke sabo lage hoile bi inaka sabule nwari ase koile financial issues para nohile ki laga problem bra ekta family de thaka laga widow muta na thaka laga maiki ekta thakile tai laga family bra tai ke phal bra sabo nwarile itu laga responsibility do church laga ase tai ke sabule laga tai every of her needs khalwa hoile bi pinda laga hoile bi tai laga needs to ki ase ताकि केयर कुरबोले लगा responsibility एकता church के इतो ईश्वर बरा दिए and that is what God expects of a church ईश्वर बरा एकता church के दिया लगा नियम दे इतो एकता तंगुर एकता आसे church दे थका लगा widows यदि ताइकन लगा families बरा साबुले नोआरी आसे कोइले church बरा ही तो responsibility तो लोई लोपल लगे इनका तो Paul बरा लिखा लगा letter दे Timothy ke likha laga letter de ami kan date puri sabo that means isor laga bhavna to church ke bhavna to ekta family nishna thakibole laga bhavna ase just like a family moi ake de kwa nishna the real family ami kan babishe koile eto duniya de thakya laga family to of course ami kan beshi importance diye koile bi asal family koise koile church ase ami kan laga church community ase किले कोइले इटर्निटी दे होताय लगा लाइफ दे ये तो पृथ्वी दे ही नगय होताय लगा लाइफ दे एक की लोगत থাকিবলে লাগা একটা আমি খান হোপ বড়া और एक्सपेक्टेशन बड़ा থাকি আছে তো দিস ফ্যামিলি ইজ মোর ইম্পর্টেন্ট দ্য রিয়েল ফ্যামিলি কব কইলে চার্চ লাগা ফ্যামিলি আছে ইতো আমি খান ভাবনা দে আমি খান কিতিয়াবি না পাউরিব লাগে তাতে ঈশ্বর লাগা নিয়ম দো ইনাকা আছে আমি খান আগে দে পুরানিশ না উইডোস কে কিনাকা রাখিব লাগে চার্চ বড়া সাব লাগে ইনাকা তাতে অ্যাপোস্টল পল বড়া কোয়া তো ইতো we understand that church is a family of families ito church to real family ase inakata the we can understand from this text ekta widow real widow to kun ase tade apostle paul bra tade likha samay de we can understand a marriage relationship ekta marriage relationship Isor laga niyam do ito karni ki ase ito ami kan tate we can understand that tate likha do 1 Timothy chapter 5 verses 9 bura purish 9 and 10 de purishe koile tate widow kinaka ideal widow likhi kina ase tate hossa widow ekta kun ase tate likha do she has a reputation of good works tai bal kam de ekdam alchi na hoi kina tai bhal kam de tai mundi thaka laga maiki ekta and she has served the church tai church ke serve kura laga maiki ekta or a third the wife of one man edu tinta point amikhan tate dikhi pabo 1 Timothy chapter 5 verses 9 and 10 de okay so widow ideal widow to kun ase kun ke ideal widow kobo lage bhabibo lage consider korbo lage tate Paul bra Timothy ke tati likha samade koi ase. Number 1, reputation of good works. Bhal kam de tai laga testimony, tai laga church bitor de, tai laga community bitor de, basti bitor de, tai laga ekta reputation hobo lage. Etu ki reputation ase? She must have the reputation of good works. Manobra tai karni testimony dia laga ekta. Bhal kam ke mundi kena kura laga ekta. Number 1. Number 2, she has served the church. Church ke hotai serve kura laga ekta maiki. Aro third, bishi important, tate wife of one man. So when we study these things, tate ekta marriage relationship kinaka hobo lage tate ami kan bhal bra tate dikhi pabo. Aro elders laga kotha ami kan Apostle Paul bra Timothy ke likha samay de elders kinaka hobo lage tate likha samay de qualification elders laga tate likha samay de elders koile bi deacon koile bi tate enaka likhi kina ase. And you will find that in 1 Timothy chapter 3 verses 2. Tate enaka likhi kina ase, they must be the husband of one wife. Tai maiki ekta thakya laga. Enaka laga muta khan ke hi apni as elders noile leadership de noile as a deacon enaka lobby tate Apostle Paul bra tate likhi kina ase. So by this widow laga kotha de especially Apostle Paul bra ko laga tate ekta marriage relationship kinaka hobo lage ami kan tate shikhe. We come to know through what Apostle Paul says about widow. Ekta ideal marriage to kinaka hobo lage, the wife of one man. Oro Timothy ke Apostle Paul bra deacon khan loa time de elders khan choose kura samay de kinaka choose kurbo lage tate Apostle Paul bra ko ado they should be husband of one wife. Muta ekta maiki thaka laga muta khan ke hi apni leadership karni choose kuribi enaka tate likhi kina ase. So this is very important for us. These texts that is written by Apostle Paul is very important for us to understand a marital relationship. Kinaka hobo lage ekta marital relationship. Divorced life kinaka hobo lage. Separate hoi kina thakibo pare na nai. Edu isor laga niyam de ase na nai. Tade edu sab to ami kanda de dikhi pabo. 1 Corinthians de Apostle Paul Corinth ki likha laga letter de bi tate unbeliever ke ekta believer bara shadi kori kina thaki ase koile, unbeliever ke tai loi kina thaki ase koile, tai divorce koribo lagi na nai, divorce kora to itu acceptable ase na nai, tate itu study korise koile Apostle Paul bra enaka likhi kina ase tate the believer should never leave the unbeliever. Itu niyam ase. Ekta believer bra unbeliever maiki ekta loise, noile ekta believer maiki bra unbeliever muta ekta loise. Sabse poila to inaka naloba lage. Itu isor laga niyam de nai. Hoile bi inaka loi kina thaki ase koile itu believer bra kitya bi to unbeliever kina charibo lage. Tate likha to for the sake of the unbelieving spouse and for the sake of the children. Bachakhan karni oro unbelieving spouse karni. Kon to unbeliever ase muta hoile bi maiki hoile bi taikhan karni oro bachakhan karni. Itu divorce to noile chara chari to nakuribo lage tate inaka likhi kina ase. 1 Corinthians chapter 7 verses 12 bra 16 tak itu laga reference ase apni laga nichor Bible de itu sailobi. To tate ekta bishi kitiaba to confuse kori dia laga ekta point bi ase. Ekta unbeliever or a believer to shadi hoise hoile bi itu unbeliever bra to itu believer muta hoile bi maiki hoile bi tai bra to itia to na thakibo koi kina chara chari kure oro second jai kina maiki ekta believer maiki ekta noile baptist maiki ekta tai loi lobo noile baptist muta ekta loi lobo oro church laga blessing gi taikhan karni mangi bole ahe church ke to request kore. To itu laga kotha de ইয়াতে Apostle Paul bra likha laga tade bishi amikhan tade study koribo lage tade likha to sabse poila to inaga nakoribo lage unbeliever ekta ke family de loa to idu bishi aha laga some de idu bishi diktar values laga isor jania laga de oro isor laga program de tade bishi dangor ekta roka ruki tade hoi jai number 1 hoile bi inaga loi kina thake na jani kina taikin laga ignorance de jodi inaga loi kina thaki ase koile chara chari laga kotha de tate bhavna na koribo lage by an unbeliever moi tade oro adapt kori dibole mon isor laga niyam de naka ase jodi itu unbeliever bra chari kina jai ase koile tate to ekta believer spouse bra mota hoile bi maiki hoile bi takini ku koribo nwaribo unbeliever bra chari kina jai ase koile tate eku koribo nwaribo the children but for the sake of the children and for the unbelieving wife or unbelieving husband ekta believer bra kitya bi tai laga maiki unbeliever maiki ke na charibo lage noile unbeliever ekta mota ke tai bra tai initiate kori kina tai ge chara chari no koribo lage inaka tate likhi kina ase or reason bi tate dia do for the sake of the unbelieving spouse mota unbelieving hoile bi tai karni noile maiki unbeliever hoile tai karni chara chari to nakoribo lage who knows tai mota to believer hoi kena thakya karni maiki bi isor ke jana hoi jabo noile baptist to lobole tai isor laga rasta de ahibole tai ekta hoi jabo oro secondly bishi important kotha tate likha to for the sake of children kile koile at least tai laga ekta ama noile baba to believer ase believing parent ekta to ase tai to for the sake of children inaga chara chari to nakuribi inaga tate Apostle Paul bra tate clear likhi kina ase to itu sob laga kotha bra amikhan tate jani bole thaka to amikhan tate pa to marriage ko to itu bishi importance permanence ekta thakya to ase marriage to kidia mun jabo pat chara chari kuri dia laga noile separate hoi kina thakya laga edu kitia bi isor laga bhavna nai even unbeliever ke loi kina thaki ase koile bi tatte bi believer bra na chari bi chara chari na kuri bi inaka tak tate likha to what do we understand by all these letters all these text the permanence of a marriage number 1 isor munja do marriage permanent ase tade to chara chari kori kina maiki tinta charta loi kina muta tinta charta loi kina relationship kuri thaki kina thaki bole laga no hoy because there is a permanence in this relationship idu isor muncha laga isor laga program de thakya laga ekta ase and intergenerational element ekta ase tade matlab generation to generation pass kuri dia laga bi bacha khan ke dia laga ama baba bra bacha khan ke dia oro generation to generation pass kuri dia laga values bi ekta ase tade marriage to idu bra marriage is permanence ekta element ase tade permanence laga element ekta ase oro intergenerational ase matlab generation to generation dia laga ekta tate marriage de ase idu bra alag no hobi chara chari no kuribi koigina isor laga niyam de tate Apostle Paul bra Timothy ke likha noile Corinth ke likha some de ta laga letters de itu ami khan dikhi pai ekta believing husband or wife karni how should you take your marriage yate widow laga kotha de ami khan purise widow laga kotha de kinaka Apostle Paul bra widows karni likha some de marriage to wife of one man to tate permanence ekta marriage life te kiman importance bible bra kiman wajan die edu ami khan aji jani loise so ekta believing husband and wife ekta baptist husband and wife kinaka thakibo lage tate permanence ase edu commitment de edu ami khan aji jani loise and there is something else that we need to look at our marriage the marriage should always be looked at
from 2 points. Number one, in the light of the church and the light of fulfilling the Great Commission. Itu duita laga light de marriage ke hami kan logo lage, perspective de hami kan marriage ke logo lage. What should be the marriage? It is not just a man and a woman coming together, enjoying their life. That is not the only element that is for the marriage. Marriage laga, how should we look at the marriage? We should look at the marriage in the light of, as a church community, strengthening the church. You have become a part of the family of families. Apni ekta family of families laga part ho jaise. Church laga ekta bhag ho jaise as a husband and wife. So how to strengthen the church? Because apni khan bara hi apni laga juniors khan ke noile apni laga younger generation ke shikhai di bole laga ase. Itu ami kan last lesson de purishe. So your marriage definitely has a very big role in the church community. Apni laga marriage, or as a husband or as a wife, apni alag hoi kina thaki bole nohoi, noile apni independent bhavna bara thaki bole nohoi. You are so much integrated with the family of families, that is the church. Apni laga church logot iman dangor ekta integration hoi jaise, because it is God's plan. So you should look at your marriage from the light of the church, strengthening the church. Idu apni muta aur maiki ikla hi nohoi, apni church logot bhi ekdam integrate hoi kina thaki ase. And number 2, fulfilling the Great Commission. Apni laga family life, idu ki laga light de apni sabo lage, fulfilling the Great Commission also. Okay, and there is something very important that you should look at your marriage. Kuntu light de apni laga marriage ke sabo lage, your relationship of a husband and wife, the things that count for eternity. Itu dunia laga hi no hoy kina, husband or a wife hoy kina thakya do prithvi laga hi no hoy kina, manso laga hi no hoy kina, eternity laga devi apni laga marriage ke itu laga light devi apni sabo lage, chanibo lage, bujibo lage. That is when your marriage becomes so strong. That is when you never separation laga kotha to nai. Keman problem hoile bhi, keman tate apni husband or a wife ma jude misunderstanding hoile bhi, separation laga kotha takte nai, because you understand your relationship. Itu apni laga relationship hi no hoy. You are integrated with the church. You have a part in the Great Commission, fulfilling the Great Commission, and your marriage is also playing a very, very major role for eternity. Eternity laga Ishwar bara rakhi diya laga program de apni laga marriage bhi ekta tangur part loi ase. So when you understand, when you look at your marriage from these vantage points, or this perspective, or the light of these things, it becomes very beautiful, and you come to understand the real meaning of a marriage. So today we discussed a few points. Marriage laga relationship concerning widows laga kinaga hobo lage, or widows karni kotha kura samay de marriage karni tate importance dikina ase. To tate we learned that. We also learned that Apostle Paul bra likha laga, Corinth ke likha laga, Timothy ke likha laga letters de marriage karni kinaka keman importance dikina ase. The permanence of marriage, or intergenerational commitment of marriage. Permanence, marriage laga permanence karni bhi temporary no hoy, idu laga permanence karni wajan isor laga kotha to kiman wajan diye idu ami kan sikishe. And intergenerational, generation to generation, itu marriage apni laga marriage laga commitment ase, noile marital commitment ekta ase. Itu it plays a major role, itu bi ami kan tate sikishe. So these are the points that is mentioned in your book, session 5, building intergenerational commitment. Murambara apni laga nijor kitab de apni itu puri lobi, aro moi apni ke main laga points to tate bura moi apni ke koi di kina ase. So when you study your books along with the Bible references, you will understand it much better. Itu lesson do iman taki ase. There are a lot of things, examples tate likhi kina ase. So tate quotes bi ase tate. Edith Scaffer likha do. Itu Francis Scaffer laga maiki tai ekta book likhi she Common Sense Christian Living. तो इदु book ti tai example ekta dia bi tate likhi kina ase. So it is very simple. Apni jai kina porishe koile apni buchi lobo. So to save time, I won't go into it because I know all of you will be going through your books, Building Intergenerational Commitment. So itu books par apni sai lobi. And those who have not received the First Principle Series 2, apni ahi kena church para itu collect kuribo pare. You know the church, house number 284, lane 7B, Kebijo the church ase. Moi thaka laga building e ase do. To apni ahi kena apni book na thakile, First Principle Series 2 laga book na thakile, you can come and you can collect it. To idu laga puisa na lobo. Itu books to apni ke because you are the student, or I've made a resolution this year itu sal do beshi tukde amikan sab jai ase to pura books khan laga or itu eku bi charges ina kan na lobo koi kina moi to decide korise. So your books are free, you can come and collect. Those who have not taken the books, you can please come and collect your books from the church. Thank you so much. God bless you, and I hope this lesson would have brightened you once again. Oro bi itu topic de amikan jabo halaga samay de bishi bal topics ase tati amikan puribo shikibo. So aji laga topic, building intergenerational commitment. Ekta commitment marriage laga itu laga amikan purishe. Bible laga like de marriage laga commitment to ki ase itu amikan sikishe. I hope you understood. Halaga samay de amikan orobi itu topic lessons de ase itu bi amikan discuss kuri kena jabo. Or next lesson amikan next class de lobo. Apni laga nijor kitab de sai kena itu orobi study kurile bhal pura bujibo. May God bless you all. God bless you and take care of yourself. Next lesson de amikan log pabo. Thank you and God bless you.